Equus is Hyundai's answer to the Lexus LS and high-end Audi, Mercedes, and BMW cars. So, how does it fare against this tough competition? Let's find out. I think it's a winner in the looks department. Elegant, modern, and refined, all at the same time. The front end is newly designed, as are the 19-inch alloy wheels. You see the Hyundai badge, but you won't read the word Hyundai anywhere. It's all about Equus. Overall, I think Hyundai's pulled it off. It's got an understated elegance, and I like it. The interior is very nice too, and it's a bit more opulent than the exterior. On the door you get all power controls for the seats, plus 2 memory settings. The lumbar controls are on the side. It's leather, and they're very soft and comfortable. Great seats, actually. Very nice. This is a nice touch here that gives you control of the passenger seat from the driver's seat. All power, of course. The armrest has 2 separate chambers that you open up, and then you get 2 tiered storage. One here, which is removable, and then of course deeper storage, plus 2 chargers. Nice. The buttons on either side control your heated and cooled seats. Over here you have controls for your camera. That's right, you get exterior cameras. More on that later. Ride height here, and this one raises and lowers the rear sunshade. Then you have controls for the infotainment screen. It's not touchscreen, so you use this knob and these buttons to control it. You always have 3 choices. There's a menu in the middle and the 2 on the left. You can enter in the destinations for the navigation. The home screen gives you quick access to all the technology. Of course, that can all be controlled by voice via the steering wheel. You also have controls for your Bluetooth phone. Here you can toggle through the radio and channel. Over here, this is a button for the infotainment screen right up front. Very convenient. You just jog it around, and that's where you see your different options. And just below that, you have the cruise control. Right on the steering wheel, there's the Hyundai Equus emblem. And, of course, nice wood accents on the steering wheel, too. Looks nice, and that's echoed all over the dash. Really gives a nice, elegant, luxurious look. Back down on the console here, you have your 8-speed automatic transmission, which you can shift manually too. With this button you can control the 3 driving modes. You get normal, sport, and snow as well. Open this up and you'll reveal 2 cup holders. More storage in here, along with your USB and aux inputs. Just above that you have controls for your radio, and not 1, not 2, but a 3-zone climate control with this nice analog clock in the middle. Just to the left of the steering wheel you get controls for some of your safety features like blind spot warning, parking sensors, and also your heads-up display. You can also turn the traction control off, which I certainly don't recommend. On the door you have controls for your power windows and door locks, and then a bit of skinny storage just underneath. Here you have just one of the 17 speakers you get in the Lexicon audio system that has 598 watts. So overall the interior has certainly everything you want in a luxury automobile, all the tech, comfort and convenience features, plus a nice level of finish too. In back you have the 3rd climate control zone. You also get fully adjusting power seats for the 2 on the sides, but you can fit 3 in a pinch if you need to. But you'll want to concentrate on the 2 back seats because they each get their own monitors plus more. Open this and you'll find more controls, and also a bit more storage, plus 2 chargers as well. This control center gives new meaning to the word backseat driver because you can control the navigation from right back here. Of course you have a lot of built-in comfort controls as well. Press this relax button and look what happens. It moves the front seat forward and out of the way, and then lets you recline. Very nice to be able to kick back and relax in the back seat. So all in all, I'd say on a long trip, the back seat is probably the best place to be. Even closing the doors is luxurious in the Equus. Just get it close and it seals right up. That's the sensor telling me that the key is outside of the car. Now of course you don't really want to exert any energy opening the trunk either, so Just press and hold that button, and there you go. It reveals a very large trunk. Lots of room back there. Just what do you expect from a large luxury sedan? And of course, it closes automatically too. The Equus is powered by a 5-liter V8 which produces 429 horsepower and 376 pound-feet of torque. It's mated to an 8-speed transmission which drives the rear wheels. 0 to 60 is reached in 5.4 seconds on the way to a top speed of about 150 miles an hour. Fuel economy is rated at 15 miles per gallon in the city and 23 miles per gallon on the highway. You can expect 18 miles per gallon overall. Now the Hyundai Equus starts with the Signature line, and that one's at $61,920. My Ultimate Test car comes out at $68,920. Now, almost $70K seems like a lot of money, but when you compare it to competition like Mercedes, Audi, BMW, even Lexus and Maserati, well, it seems like a bargain, because even the least expensive, the Lexus, comes in at $70,000 with 0 options. So here you get a fully loaded Hyundai Equus for $68,920, but yet the Lexus starts at $70,000. And by the time you get it to this level of refinement and optional equipment, you're well over $100,000 in the Lexus. So the Hyundai is a bargain, and of course, a lot goes into a car at this level, and certainly BMW, Mercedes, Audi, and even Lexus now have years and years of refinement and history in the marketplace in America as a luxury maker. Now, the Hyundai is closest to the Lexus because Lexus came to America really back in the late 80s, and they were just a high end of Toyota, and Hyundai's not even doing that. They're not even changing their names. I think maybe they should come up with Hyundai Equus line of automobiles and just call all of their cars in this top of the line level perhaps Equus. So you heard me, Hyundai. Go ahead and steal my idea. You can pay me later. So they didn't go out with their own luxury line of cars like Honda has Acura, Toyota has Lexus, Nissan has Infiniti, but basically they do have a very polished car that, if you compare all the high-end luxury cars, well, this one feels most similar to the Lexus LS. It's got a cushy, creamy, soft ride. It's very comfortable, and it really does feel a lot like the Lexus LS. And I don't think that's a mistake. I think they definitely look to the Lexus for inspiration, and like the Korean manufacturers are very good at doing, they've basically taken all those elements and combined it into this Equus here and made it their own. But of course, the main problem with the Hyundai here and competing with those other luxury manufacturers is the fact that, well, of course, for decades it's been BMW, the ultimate driving machine, and of course Mercedes and Audi, well, they have years and years of history that go back really to the beginning of cars, and that's something that Hyundai can't claim to have. So you'll definitely always have the snobbery that says, Hyundai, poo-poo. But Hyundai has come a long way. It's been 25 years since Lexus came to America, and look at them. They're now competing with the big boys, and Hyundai here is the new upstart. They've replaced Lexus in being a very affordable luxury alternative, and I think they're off to a really excellent start with the Hyundai Equus here. So there's a lot of refinements for the 2014 model. That creamy soft ride, well, that's due to a revised air suspension. There's now a power setting which makes the gauges turn red, and that gives you the most power out of the Equus. Plus you get a normal mode and a snow mode too. It's nice to have those options. You get larger displays, Blue Link, which is basically like GM's OnStar, keeps you in touch in case of an emergency and also acts like a concierge service. You get a wallet card with the smart key system, so you can just keep the card in your wallet or your purse like a credit card, and that'll automatically open and start the car for you, hands-free. That's a very nice feature. You get a third climate zone for the rear seat passengers, so they can always be comfortable. Very important in a luxury car, especially one like this that could be chauffeur driven. And speaking of the back seat, that's the place you want to be in the Equus. You get dual DVD monitors that can also control the navigation system, really puts a new meaning to backseat drivers. It can be a problem with little kids back there because, of course, they definitely want to fiddle with it all the time. The rear seat passengers also get reclining seats and lumbar support too. The side view mirrors are all new, and there's new 19-inch alloy wheels too, plus a revised front end with LED headlights. A la Infiniti, you also get a vast array of cameras to show you what's going on all around the Equus at all times. A very nice feature. To me, one of the greatest things about the Equus is the heads-up display. I think that's a great luxury feature. Keeps you focused on the road. It even tells you about cars to the side of you and around you. It warns you right in the heads-up display, so you don't even have to look at the side view mirrors. Really nice feature. Engage the power mode, and everything turns red. Mash the throttle, and it's just a different car. It definitely feels more like a sports sedan. Mash the throttle, and the response is instantaneous. And you can feel the safety of the car too. If you're going through a turn very hard, the seatbelt tensioners will actually tighten up, and it'll hold you back very snugly in the seat. In the sport mode, you can definitely get the back end loose. You can definitely spin the tires, but just a bit. I wouldn't even call it a sports sedan, although it has it. You know, it's one of those cars that can compete, but doesn't need to brag about it. No spoilers, no boy racer elements to it, but it does have the get up and go. This is a very quick car, but it's a sophisticated quick car. Sure, you can shift it manually up or down, which is nice. I'm glad they didn't bother to put paddle shifters on it. That would be overkill too. But you do have the option to shift it yourself, and I like that. Now you can adjust the ride height on the Equus too, so if you're coming across a speed bump or something, you can go ahead and raise up the height and avoid all the hazards. Driving through gravel, you name it. So it's nice to have that air suspension, not only for comfort, but also for the adjustability. You can't have great luxury without great safety, and the Equus certainly delivers. You get heads-up display on the cruise control, and once you set the cruise control, it basically keeps you in line with the car in front of you. You can set the barrier distance, and it'll keep you a safe distance from the car in front of you. If that car speeds up, you'll speed up. If that car slows down, you'll slow down. Of course, up to the limit of where you set your cruise control. Now the car in front of me is out of the way, so we speed up. And now if I start to veer out of my lane without noticing it, don't worry. If you don't put your turn signal on, it'll warn you. See? Great safety feature. Keeps you awake and alert. Pays attention even when you're not. This is a really cool feature. You get close to the car, and the windows get ready for you, and the car opens up. Excellent smart key system. Pretty cool night look too. All around you've got a nice blue glow, and I really like it. Easy to see at night, and it looks nice and elegant too. Very cool. Blind spot warning, great feature, and you also get it in the heads-up display. Not only will the smart cruise control keep you in pace with the car in front of you, but should they stop, like at this light up here, and being cut off by this person, well, the car's braking. I'm not doing anything. It'll actually basically stop you in this situation, even if you're not paying attention. And that is really an incredible safety feature. Not to mention, if you're just lugging along in rush hour traffic, you can actually just let the system stop and go for you. Of course, I wouldn't advise that, but technically the car is capable of it. Sensors everywhere. Well, I can say that driving long trips in the Equus is really a joy. The seats are very cushy, very comfortable. It's a very soft ride, and it just soaks up the bumps in the road very well. Now that's not to say it's a slouch. It's a very quick car too, 0 to 60 in the mid 5-second range. Well, that's extremely quick. What you have in the Equus is just an all-around great sedan that emphasizes luxury and comfort, but definitely has the get up and go of a sports sedan too, and the handling to back it up. Very impressive. While the Equus is certainly very good, it's not perfect. I recently tested the Jeep Patriot, and at a third of the price, you could actually just sit in your house and start it up with remote start and come out to a nice and very warm, already heated up car. And I think the Equus for $68K, 3 times that price, should have that feature. Also, I would like to see massage seats both for front and rear, and also I'd like to see a heated steering wheel too. Another thing that makes all the difference to me in terms of comfort in the seat is an adjustable top of the seat here, the headrest and just the whole top area. And on the BMW 7 Series, Mercedes S-Class, and high-end Audis, they all have that. So I think that the Equus should have it too. Even some low-end Hyundais have it. Now it's not power operated, but it's manual, and it makes all the difference. Now Hyundai knows that when you're willing to spend this much money on a car, you expect excellent service, and they deliver white glove service. If you're watching this review and you want to test drive it, well, just call up Hyundai and they'll actually deliver the car to you for a test drive. And once you buy it, it's the same thing. If your Equus needs service, no problem. They'll come to you with a loaner, pick up the car, and bring it back to you. That is excellent service, and it's definitely something that makes this Equus stand out. And the Equus definitely does stand out. It stands out in comfort and also luxury, and at $61,000 or $68,000, it definitely stands out in price too. It's a bargain at any price, but at $61,000 or $68,000, it's a real bargain. I'm Drivin' Ivan Katz.